Hello, brothers. This is Huele Organista, the National Director of Diversity and Inclusion for Omega Delta Phi Fraternity Incorporated. And I'm here with another brother. I'm doing a one-on-one to get to know him. He's going to be introducing himself.
All right, my name's Jesus. I crossed back in 2014 May the 3rd. It was more or less like 2 a.m., 2:30. Uh, Honestly, have felt like I've joined a family in general when I did go ahead and cross with Omega Delta Phi. I've always felt there was support there. If I ever feel down, I know I can go ahead and call a brother. I know lately I haven't been keeping contact with them, but I feel like I can still go ahead and contact any one of them and still be able to have a good conversation. If I need something, they'll be able to support me. Uh, Not that long ago, when I didn't have the DACA, which is deferred action, I know I got pulled over by a cop, and since I wasn't able to get a driver license, they were actually gonna go ahead and take my car away or tow it away. One of my brothers, he came, picked up the car, and he actually helped me just avoid the whole fine, which to me was pretty awesome. Yep.
Awesome. Where did you cross? I don't think you said that.
Oh, I've crossed in well, back then it was UT Pan Am. Right now it's UT RGV. This is in Edinburgh, Texas, pretty close to the border. Maybe like an hour ago, maybe an hour away.
Okay. And you said fall 14? Is that what you said?
No, spring
Oh, spring
14.
14. Spring 14. Also, that was a semester after me. Okay.
Oh,
I'm fall 13, just like guess who?
oh, Abraham.
Abraham and
Yeah.
Edwin and Roy and Jason and Jalen and like all the crew, right?
Yes.
But okay, cool. You're spring 14. Um, so that's where you crossed. How many people were in your line?
We started off with six, but we only crossed four.
Okay, what number were you?
I was number two,
Okay,
second,
who the
second
deuces?
shortest.
Deuces. Okay. I was a solo line, and so I was number one. But yeah. What's your surname?
My surname was Kaboom.
Kabu?
It's Kaboom.
Oh, kaboom! Like a bomb?
Yeah, yeah. We're always ready to be go off.
Okay.
Honestly,
Okay.
it was a pretty fun experience overall.
Okay. Cool. My surname is Sireximias. And
So
I'm
soon,
here at yeah, I'm here at the University of Utah. Well, I crossed at the University of Utah. I'm in Utah right now. I'm actually gonna move to New York City in like 3 weeks. So
oh, ready for
yeah.
that big change?
Yeah, well, I used to live in Tokyo, which is bigger than New York City. So it's I lived in big cities, but yeah, it's a change from what I've been doing right now in Utah. So, but yeah, it's gonna be fun. I'm gonna start grad school there. And so, have you graduated yet?
No, unfortunately, due to financial issues, I had to drop out. Right now, I'm working on going back to school.
Hmm.
I actually got a job for that sole purpose. I already saved up enough, so next semester I'll actually be joining school again, and hopefully I can go ahead and go back in there and finish everything off.
Right, fulfill one of our
Yeah,
purposes, which is or our goals, which is graduate our members, right?
yeah, try to fill that up.
And
Actually,
what are you studying?
I was studying mechanical engineering, and to be honest, it was a little hard, but for some reason, or I honestly liked it. I enjoyed it so much. I feel like this is what I got to do for the rest of my life. You get me? It's something I'm gonna enjoy, something that I honestly would like to be doing for the remaining of my life. It's something pretty amazing. I feel like it's pretty useful. Not just that, I feel like it's innovative, like it pushes forward. Something which I like to do, like learning stuff. And if I can't learn it, I'll go ahead and look through some other way to get it. I just like progressing forward or having innovations happen.
Hmm.
Like this is the sole purpose why I wanted to join this brother, because I feel like as one person you can do a lot, but in a group you're actually able to achieve a lot more. And then when I joined the brotherhood and I found Abraham's in the same boat, but he's actually out there, like he showed me, like, oh, okay, you don't have to be afraid just because of your status. You can actually go out there, and still put out your word without having fear of what's gonna happen to me. Like this is something that well, to me, it showed that it was something that he was scared of because I know he's still scared of it. Yeah, I've talked to him a lot, and but he still has the courage to go out there, push as far as he can, try to get everybody on the same level. I know we didn't have, well, at least for me, I didn't have much of a choice when I was 4. We had to come over to the U.S. It was something my parents decided, and I was kind of just on the boat with them, along for the ride. But I'm actually pretty grateful they actually did this, considering when I speak to my family in Mexico, they told me that at least only one of my cousins, who's born in the same area where I was, actually went to college, and but she didn't want to go. She was just going because her parents had her go. And right now, I feel like that to me it feels like if you didn't want to go, I wouldn't have gone. But at the same time, I'm pretty grateful I'm over here because it gave me the opportunity to meet a whole lot of people, join the brotherhood, and actually discover a little bit about myself in general. How I was so shy, how I actually had more fear than I thought I did. Being my show actually helped me out a lot on my end. I feel like I'm speaking too much.
No, but that's what this one-on-one is. It's like you speaking about yourself. So, but that's good. I'm glad that you're sharing all this. So, is Abraham in the same chapter as you?
Yeah, actually, Abraham is he crossed the semester right before I did,
Yep. Mhm.
and he was in the same chapter. So he was a Neo right when I was being
In the process.
when I was a member. When I was in the process.
Okay, cool. Well, I'm glad that you're going to be able to get back to school, but that's a good example of how this committee is needed to be able to share resources about, hey, what are some financial aid that brothers can get if they're dreamers, right? So, but yeah, so kind of getting to the questions. Let me bring up the pictures. You send me two. The first question is connected. Is called well. The question is, when have you felt a lot of hype? Which one is that picture?
That's gonna be the one where it's just me and 3 other brothers, and
Okay,
I'm in the
cool.
white background.
Okay,
It
so
was
let
right
me get
before a
that up.
meeting. Oh, no problem.
Let me share screen. You did send it kind of, it's on the side, so I send it back to myself, corrected. Because I didn't want it to be lopsided when it was up.
Okay.
So like this.
Oh yeah,
Um, so it's this one, right?
yeah, that one right there.
So you are this one?
Yep, a lot has grown. I've grown a facial beard.
Okay. So there's three brothers. Who are they?
This of course, William, the one with glasses. Then Serge, his twin, is gonna be right on top of him.
Okay.
He's my PB, and then the other one's gonna be Alex. He was my PB too, but he was I guess the leader, the one that we chose as president for our line,
Hmm.
and he would speak on our behalf. Uh, I know Serge, I haven't really been able to maintain much contact with them, but I know Alex right now is still doing his thing, Pan Am or UTRGV, and about to graduate, and he's also really into the army. Serge, I think he's
Search.
still going to school. This is gonna be the one on top of William,
Mhm.
though he's gonna be to my right, I guess. If you look at the picture, that's gonna be Serge right there. And yeah, it's been William. I actually work with right now. The job I'm in, he works there, so I get to see him a lot. But that day, I remember we were all just hungry. We had like maybe an hour before the meeting. That's why we see me in that little white polo. That was our meeting attire.
Mhm.
And we were just all really hungry. And we're just like, what should we do? Like, there's all these places. So we're like, let's just go hit up McDonald's. They'll be real quick. And it was just something that spontaneously happened. We had a blast. We just had a little meal right before the meeting, but we were having a really good time just speaking about it and just speaking, talking, laughing. It was but that's where I feel like I'm really connected to these people, even though it's not by blood. I honestly feel like they are my brothers. It's someone I can just sit down with, have a meal, and conversate for like an hour or so. We actually ended up being a couple minutes late for the meeting. That's why I feel like this one was just captured that moment. And there was my first semester as an active brother. It wasn't going all that bad, but it really it really helped me see what exactly this brotherhood was all about. It was just about maintaining connection, being able to support one another, and we were just having, excuse the language, but a hell of a good time.
Hmm.
It was it was just something that I actually was really happy to have. It wasn't something that I usually had every day or not often at all, actually, because I was really close-minded at that. Well, back then I was really close-minded, so I wouldn't really want to speak to other people. But honestly, join this brotherhood actually let me go ahead and like speak to all this big group of people. I still remember when I just we would just stop what we were doing, have a meal, or go do some community service hours every now and then be able to go ahead and just have this long conversation about each other, how our day been, how we've been doing, how we're feeling about it, everything in general. It was just I still do. If someone actually asks if they want to go out and I'm free at that time, I'll go ahead and reply, "Let's go." I'm down. I'll be ready for it. I just love brotherhood. Honestly, I just feel like if I am free, I'll be able to support brother, and I'll go wherever he needs me to go.
That's cool. Like I'm glad you brought this up because um, these kind of memories, even though sometimes they seem kind of like, oh, it's just kind of a small thing that happened. Like those are
Uh,
the kind of memories that build up to each other, like to each other, and it's like the best memories you can have. Especially, I have a lot of good memories when I was in Neo, or like yeah, when I was in Neo, like my first semester. I didn't have PBs or stuff, um, but you know, just like the memories you have of your first real active year, or not only yeah, your year and semester. So. Um, Great. I'm glad that you brought this up. And the next question is, let me see here. When you have felt gratitude for a certain brother, and you said you don't have a picture for that one, right?
yeah, I
No,
don't. I was
you
trying to look for a picture with me and Abraham, but I don't have that.
really? That is so funny. But you don't have a
I
picture.
know.
But Abraham would have been the brother, right?
Yeah, Abraham would have been the brother.
Okay, well, I can bring up a picture of Abraham real quick. I should have one. Let me stop sharing this so you don't look at
Nah.
my stuff. But I'm gonna bring up a picture of Abraham.
All right, no
Actually,
problem.
in my YouTube channel, he should be on there. He is. I'm just gonna show a picture of like our our line, or not our line, like our class. Let me share screen over here. Apply. There. Okay, so y'all can see this, right? Or not yet? No.
Okay, yeah, pulled
Okay,
up.
so let me go to my channel, and this is a picture. Oh no, Abraham's cut off. Um, Darn it. This is you. That would create an inception if I did that. Um, yeah, darn it. Here, let me go back here. But anyways, Abraham's cut off here.
You can still kind of see his hair.
Oh, darn it, doesn't let me do that. Wait, your photos? No. Um, yeah, kind of. Can I copy this picture? Save as YouTube image? Nope. Mm. Oh well. Well, anyways, yeah, that's Abraham. While you talk about Abraham, I'm gonna try to find a picture of Abraham. Okay.
All
So
right,
why are you grateful for Abraham?
to be honest, it's because when I found out Abraham was in the same spot where same situation where I feel like what? I feel like I hadn't really met anybody who was in the same status, probably because there's always that fear when you don't have a legal immigration status. There's always that fear that I'm being deported, and actually, when I originally crossed the border when I was 4 years old, I remember we were stopped the first two times, so I actually had like a little phobia. I was really scared of cops. I wanted to do nothing with them. I didn't want to interact with them. If I did, it would be just like hi bye, just like get out of my way. Eh, Just this little me about just a little story here is back in when I first started off in elementary, there was a security guard that I saw back when I was in elementary, and I guess that kind of triggered a little fear for me, where I actually started running through the whole school. No one was able to catch up to me. Keep in mind, this was back in like first grade, so I was just maybe like 4 feet tall, not even 4 feet tall, and I was just running away from security guard because of that phobia. And then knowing that someone in this brotherhood had the same status as me, but I had actually see or heard and seen him like actually go ahead and put up a fight or speak up, even though he has that same status as me, made me see like maybe I've been hindering myself. I've been hindering my abilities because he's in the same status that I am, but I feel like he's on a different level than I am. He's way up here. He's putting his neck on the line, trying to make it so that we can all have a fair advance, the same advantages, and that the point that we can actually go out and access school. We don't have to go every day, be scared that we're gonna be deported at school. Lately, I know he actually went ahead and started a petition to have UT RGV become a sanctuary school. That's so that uh, the immigration or ICE won't be able to walk into a campus and just start picking up students if they're not documented. And to me, that was pretty amazing because I know he's in the same position as I am right now, where he has the DACA status, and he's actually able be able to stand up for himself, not just for himself but for others as well, and be able to just put out the word that we're people too. We nothing more. We're not looking for a privilege. We're just looking for an even platform, somewhere we can stand evenly with everybody, where we don't have to be constantly hiding in the shadows for fear of being deported. We really just want to go ahead and have the same opportunities everybody has. That, to be honest, I feel like I wasn't born here, but I feel like this is my country because I've spent the remaining the last couple of years. Right now I'm 22. I came here when I was 4. This back in 1999, so I've been here at least 18 years with the nonstop. Well, I've been visiting Mexico when I was younger, but I've been here for 18 years of my life. I feel
That's
like this
80.
is
That's like
actually,
over 80% of your life.
yeah, it's been quite a while, and I actually feel like I could go back to Mexico, and yes, it's the land that saw me be born, but I still feel like the U.S. is my home. I just spent way too much time here, but I'm honestly grateful for all that time I spent here. I've been able to go study. Uh, like I said in the beginning of the video, there were some of my cousins who actually didn't even go to college because they felt like it wasn't important or they thought it was useless. And to be honest, well, the way Mexico is set up is just you pay school, even starting from kinder all the way through high school. Then on college, it gets even more expensive. And without any connections, I guess that's what they call it, or without knowing the right people, it's really hard to get into school. So I'm
Mhm.
really grateful that I was able to get this opportunity and actually join UTRGB or Pan Am back then, and actually get to meet the brotherhood. Thanks, thanks to me joining being able to join the university and study what I wanted. I did get to meet a bunch of people who I had fun with. Not just that, they were able to break me out of my shell, and like Abraham himself, he was able to like be, I guess, this person who he is a person I admire because he was able to enlighten me and to do not put this limitation on yourself. Go ahead and do a lot more just with the way you are right now. That's
Mm.
why I'm actually really grateful to have Abraham as a brother because to me, he was like that person who I was able to look up to, who I actually, well, he didn't break, not just him, but he was one of those main people who broke me out of my shell, who broke me out of my bad habits. And like I said, it's just been ongoing for me. I know I haven't been in school lately, but I really want to go back, finish up what I was studying, It is something that I honestly see myself doing till the day I die. And like we always say in the brotherhood, we're a brother till the day we die. So if any brother ever needs my support, I hope I can at least be that beacon like Abraham was for me, for any brother. As long as it can be for one brother, I'll be as happy as I can be for that day. And I say for that day because every day I want to push myself to be a better person.
Hmm. And those are watching Abraham's this one.
Yes.
It's funny. Roy's always just clinging. I was carrying Jalen, and Jalen is not heavy, but I don't know if you see, but Roy was just like putting all his weight on Jalen, and so I was like, "Oh, this is so heavy." But and then Edwin's there. Edwin's also in the Dreamer resources, and so is Edwin. But yeah, I'm glad that Abraham actually. Maybe I can find that picture. Here, I'm gonna take it off. There's a picture of Abraham that's funny. Let me try to find it, but I don't want to show like me going through.
Everything,
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay. Stop
I
sharing.
get you.
So the next thing, the next question, while you're going to talk about that, I'm going to have you, yeah, have you talk about when have you felt empowered being part of the Brotherhood?
To be honest, I felt the picture. I believe the one I shared was from our first. Uh, uh,
It
it was
was.
from our whole HBK. When we have that fundraiser to go ahead and have buy a lot of toys for Christmas for kids who are from unneeded family. I feel like that was the first time that I actually felt like I'm actually making a change. Like I know most people would have chosen other pictures or different options, but that's where I felt like, okay, this is where I feel like I'm actually progressing as a brother, as a member, and as a member of my community. Because I was able to see when we went ahead and dropped off the toys, you're able to see the cheer in a kid's eyes. Like I've been able to get a present on Christmas, but we were able to give them something so that they at least have fun with on Christmas. It was something that I guess is because it was more like right there and then the changes were seen, and I was through the whole process where we had to go in and list softball teams to go ahead and get our tournament going on so we can get money for the toys. And then we started going through the trophies, whatnot. We were actually, or where it was a little more quicker, where you actually saw the work that you put in, give you labor, or the labor you were putting in, give you some results right away. So that's why I feel like this is probably where I felt more empowered, because not just getting the toys. Once you were giving the toys, you actually felt, or at least I felt a lot of joy being able to see that some kid, thanks to the work we've put in, was able to receive something for Christmas. They were really happy about it. I was there till the very end of the event. It was pretty amazing to see someone who actually wasn't expecting something to go ahead and receive it.
Mm. And then what was the organization again that y'all
It
donated
was
to?
KBX, Nights Before Christmas.
Oh, Nights Before Christmas. Is that your
Yeah.
local like philanthropy or organization you work with?
No, that's gonna be within the Brotherhood. It's just one mini event we do right before Christmas. So that's why it's called Night Before It's Christmas. We go ahead and set up a little tournament, softball tournament, uh, and we get teams into it. We actually go from park. Well, we went park to park looking for softball teams.
Mm-hmm.
At wherever there was a tournament, we went ahead and had this, I guess, action. We went up to them, asked them if they want to join our tournament. I know I actually don't come up in this picture because I was the one taking the pictures, but that's one of the times when I was like, okay, this is something that we're working on, and that is actually showing up completely on our end.
Hmm. Cool. And we have a couple good brothers. Yeah, that seems. There's a new shirt.
This
How long ago was this?
This was my neo semester, so when I was active, fall 2014. I try to keep everything in the beginning because that's where I felt the most hype, and now I still feel the hype. But I feel like when you're a neo, you just start getting you just have a lot more hype in you, and that's where you actually have the most. Well, at least for me, I have the feeling still. Every time I look at these pictures, I still remember this is what I was feeling at that moment. And I still remember having a blast being taught how to actually keep this. I myself never really played baseball or softball, so I was having a blast being taught how to actually keep score on baseball and how to go ahead and keep track of everything that's going on. That's something that I was learning. It was I guess like on the job training where you're
Yeah.
being taught how to keep everything
Hmm.
on track, and you're making sure every player that gets knocked off, you go ahead and keep everything you go ahead and keep a mark of that, and so on and so forth. It was a pretty amazing experience
Hmm.
to me. It, we were actually supposed to have a barbecue chat or competition going on at the same time, but we weren't able to get enough teams for that barbecue to go off. So we just ended up having just that softball tournament to go ahead and have the toys for the kids. And we also had the teams bring in toys. That's what the toys are actually the toys that you see.
Hmm.
Those are the toys that they brought the softball teams themselves brought in. I feel like I'm putting you to sleep here. That
No.
yawn.
Um, so um, I have a couple of questions. What's the not only with this event, but I think the overall, since one of our goals is to serve the community, um, because I ask this question all the time to the brothers, which is like, when have you felt empowered? Um, and brothers can give different examples about what they do. And I really like it when brothers bring up the examples of when they've done service with their chapter or with brothers, and that's when they feel empowered. Other times, brothers have shared when they graduate. Other times have been when they held a leadership position and brothers really supported them. Like, it's been a lot of different examples, right? So
Hmm.
but when brothers share examples about when they've done service with others, it just kind of reinforces how that's why it's so important for us to have that goal to serve the community. So I'm glad that you brought this example. The next question is, when have you felt authentic? Like, when have you been able to feel like you can be yourself during the brotherhood?
To be honest, there's never been a moment where I don't feel like I can be myself. Even when I was just a prospective member, brothers have always been supported of me. If not of me, I've been able to see how they support each other. Like I remember when I was during the active body, one of my brothers, my PB, Alex, he's the one that actually went ahead and straight up asked whether Iggy, he's the brother to the far right hand side of the pic or left hand side of the picture. You're looking at it. He's to the far right, and he is gay, but at that time we couldn't tell because he we wanted to know whether he was or wasn't, and he actually straight up asked. And I feel like the answer they gave was like, "Why don't you go ahead and ask him?" Was like, we're not going to be telling you about him yet. Go ahead and find out if he's okay with telling you.
Hmm.
Then we'll go ahead and tell. Then you can have this conversation with them naturally. It's not something that we have to tell you. It's something that you gotta find out. This is something that yeah, it's not it's not something that we're gonna be giving you. It's something that like how can I put this? I'm actually I lost words. Trying to figure.
Well, as you
I
mentioned,
feel
it's
like
something that you should have a conversation with him, and it shouldn't be something that should be brought up separately with not him being present.
mm, yeah, but but they always with him. I've always seen the support. I've always actually seen the love within the brotherhood. The whole they're always there for each other. How we're always there for each other, and then just the fact that they weren't willing to have that conversation unless he was present. Uh, Actually showed me that. okay, this is something you actually want to be a part of. This is something it's not where they're pushing you aside. They're not pushing you aside because they want to push you aside. They're pushing you aside because it's not the appropriate time, and besides that, he's not present.
Mhm.
And that's to me that was like a really big eye opener because I honestly before then I really had no not re- or if I did, I didn't know if, that I had interaction with gay brothers or gay people in general.
Mhm.
And to me, it was a whole like new experience. The fact that he, because to me before joining the brotherhood or before actually like getting to interact or growing up, when I was growing up, I only had the stereotypical gay guy in mind, which is the one that's really sissified and paints his nails, whatnot. But then you start noticing people. Okay, so there's gay people who look just like straight people and all that, and they show no sign, but they're actually homosexuals. And I was like, whoa! So there's not just like a specific type. It's just like I guess the same way people would see immigrants, how they're when they typically say Mexican, they typically think brown guy who's gonna go work in the fields or cut my yard. I know this because in the call center I work, I get cussed out a lot, and this is just some of the examples that I'm given.
Mhm.
But to me, it was a really big eye opener seeing that no matter what, uh, I guess sexuality you find yourself in, or what's going on with your background, and then seeing that the whole brotherhood would still support you no matter what's going on. This is where I feel like this is a group I would actually mostly because of the whole deal that's happening. You see Abraham, who's like me on DACA, who had the deferred action, and he was still there like just anybody else, and they saw him as just anybody else. I remember I think he ran for president for the Brotherhood, and everyone actually wanted to support him. I don't remember how that went because I think he had to drop out due to unforeseen circumstances. He had his schedule all too packed, but he was able to go ahead and grab a lot of our attention because he was able to go ahead and stand up and be like, "I'll be doing this job. I got this. I'll just let me go ahead and do this."
Hmm.
And that would be when I felt well, just in that whole process of just being a prospective member is when I actually felt that I could actually be myself from them and not hide anything from them. They'd be like basically my brothers, just like they are right now. It's like being with my family, and I have, I guess, no shame in doing what I do with them. Or I'm not gonna be shy about it. I'll go ahead and do how I normally act, be what I want to be, and just be myself. Be whether I'm happy, whether I'm sad, I know, or angry, or dislike this. I know I can voice my opinion. It will be heard. It will be taken into consideration. So that's where I feel like you can always be authentic in this brotherhood
That's
because
good.
yeah, you do get pushback, but of course it's people with opposing views. It, but it's always good to have pushback because if we never have pushback, we're not gonna know how someone else is gonna feel about it, and we can always go ahead. Well, since we are in an organization, it's not gonna be one way about it. So we can always go ahead and meet in a certain road or meet halfway there to ensure that both parties are happy.
Hmm. Yeah, and I'm glad that you have this hope and this vision that's where we want to be, right? We want to be a place where brothers can feel authentic no matter what identity they hold. And um, I'm glad that you showed that example too, that has how you started to realize how other brothers' identities shouldn't
Matter,
shouldn't yeah it should matter because you care about them, but it shouldn't matter how you interact with them, right? It
yeah,
shouldn't be like, I'm going to treat you different because I now know this identity. It's more of like, oh, it does matter. It matters to you, and so it matters to me, but it shouldn't change the way I treat you because you're a brother, right? So I'm glad you
yeah.
brought that example. um, so great. As mentioned, you're going to be in the Dreamer resources, so you're going to be able to help with with a lot of other brothers nationally that have felt similar to you, that have maybe felt like they don't know any other brothers that are in a similar position, or they've never felt seen, or they never felt, or they haven't had an Abraham in their chapter where they can really look up to, but you could be that brother that they can look up to. You know, Abraham's on the committee too, but it's they're going to see lots of brothers lead, right? So you'll be a leader, and you'll be able to help us understand how we can support, especially during when our two goals is to graduate our members and serve the community, and we feel like lots of brothers aren't able to graduate, which is our first goal, because they don't have the resources, right? So we want to make sure that that's there. Um, so yeah, um, let me see here. Do you have any questions on the other committees or any other the overall the diversity team?
Honestly, I do, but I feel like I want to go ahead and speak to them independently
Okay, without the
so I
group.
can find out, yeah, so I
Yeah.
can go ahead and find out what's going on with them, what's going on with this group,
Okay.
and actually be able to interact with more than just one brother, you know?
Yeah, yeah, and then I'll send you the link to the other one-on-one. So if you want to watch those, I would suggest you really get a little bit more engaged on Facebook. I know you don't do that, but you can then see the groups on there where you can kind of get a feeling about what they're talking about and doing there too. But anyways, yeah, so you'll be on officially on the diversity team. I'll add you to all the stuff, and then yeah, make sure to add me on Facebook as your friend.
Okay, I'll go ahead and
So,
do that.
and yeah, I'm your brother too. So now you have my number, and feel free to save that number and be able to message me. And we can. The overall goal of the diversity team is to. We talk about our national slogan, which is "One culture, any race," but we never defined that one culture. And with the diversity team, we want to somewhat define it, which is like that one culture should be a place or where all brothers or every night counts. So, you know, us being knights, we want to make sure that every night feels like they count, they matter, they belong, they can lead, and they can be empowered. And so that's kind of the goal of the diversity team. So cool. Well,
Cool.
you have more questions, but we'll talk about those a little bit later. I'll add you to the stuff, and you can interact with the other bros. But we'll just finish then. We just finished with like our deltas or chevrons or whatever brothers call it.
The argument is still there.
Right? The delta, is it a delta? Is it a
Is it
chevron?
a Delta, Chevron? As long as we're connected, I really don't really
Right?
think it matters.
Right? So we just keep it up, and then I'll have you show it, and then just so we have that image, and then yeah, we're good. So I'll be able to talk to you later, and I'll connect you to everything else. Okay?
All right,
Thanks.
and like you said, I'll go ahead and be more interactive with Facebook,
Okay.
just to go ahead and communicate with all the communities here.
Cool. And thank you for you sharing everything, your stories, your examples, your like you said, it's really great for brothers to be able to hear these kind of things. So
No, no problem. It was actually a blast. I feel like I kind of needed this just to share my story. Feel that it honestly does help to go ahead and speak up or speak freely with another brother who you're not used to seeing
mhm,
every day or every other day. So
mhm,
it's actually pretty great to actually have this conversation with you.
great. Um, I really enjoyed it, and I'm gonna bug Abraham to be like, hey, like I'm glad that you had me connect with Jesus. So okay, well, I'll talk to you later, and you have a great rest of your Tuesday.
You do the same.
Okay. See ya.
Later.